Yeah, I had to be quite close though, because my
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Car Talk. You know what it is, Thursday night, 10 o'clock, you know where to be. Good evening, Mr. Preds. How are we doing, sir?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. I'm very blessed and looking forward to the festivities.
Okay.
Hey.
See that your sponsor's still working, still looking sharp, Sam. Good evening, Stoney. How are we doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Similar to Preds, I'm just glad that we are now currently entering the festive period. I'm looking forward to getting a sleep in and spending extended time with the family and friends, man. So yeah, I'm good, man.
I hear that. When do you break up, Stoney?
Do you know what? I just hope my manager ain't watching today, but I broke up today, you know.
I just down tools, bro.
Yeah, my soul is told me that I've broken up today, but they weren't official. But yeah, I've broken up today, man.
I told work a couple of weeks ago down tools. I'm still there, but I'm there. I'm there, but I'm not there.
I get ya. I hear that. Okay, my last day is Monday, so yeah, still got a bit to do.
One more day.
Monday's a coasting day for me. That's it. I'm just going to be there in body, and that's it. Nothing ain't getting done. Good evening, CW. Nice to have you on board, sir. Big shouts goes out to Demas. Nice to have you on board also. And CW says that Usyk Fury stare down was 10 minutes. Waiting for you to start lasted less than that.
Wow.
Lessons, Jeff. Lessons.
Yes.
Hold on, doctor. Go to the side. I see that little shape up there, brother. I've seen a peak. Turn to the side. Turn to the side.
Prince to the side. Putting him under pressure.
Boy, what can I say? I went to Turkey. Still got hair implant. Still, you get me?
Man is looking sharp out here, bro.
Trying to sing, boy. When you get to 37, boy, that 40's in the distance. So you know what I'm saying? I got like keep it fresh.
Listen, I would trade 37 for anything right now. Trust me, brother.
I'm 37, boy. I'm 37.
I would love that.
I'm 37, boy.
I would love that. So anyway, gentlemen, 2 games to talk about tonight. First and foremost, we need to kick off with the Fulham game. So, where do I start, man? I know where I'm going to start, though. It's bloody. Let's start with Robbo first and foremost, man, because I have to. There's been a lot of talk, and everyone's been saying, yeah, we know what we need to get another left back. We're looking at Kirkes from Bournemouth. There's talk of the left back we played against as well, Anthony Robinson. Yeah. But there's a lot more positive talk about Kirkes at the moment. And then you've got some people that say, nah, man, you know, Robbo's been, he's been loyal, this, that, and the other. Then you've got other people saying he's done. He's done. His legs are gone. He's done. What's the verdict, gentlemen? First and foremost, what's the verdict on Robbo?
Well, I'm sorry. Just before you can go, Doc, but I'm just going to say, I'm going to have to go and rewind the footage back some months ago when I said, get a fork, stick it in him.
Yeah,
done.
Do you know what? I remember that now you say that, actually. I remember them exact words. Get a fork, stick it in him, he's done. I do remember that.
Done. Doc, over to you, sir.
Yeah, so I think I make the club right for how they handled the previous transfer window. I like the way that we just said to Slot, look, we're not going to rush into anything. You have a look at the players and then you make up your own mind. I think that was the right way to go. I think it was clear that we needed a left back, but I think at the same time, it made sense like to see what Slot could actually do with the current players. I just think with Robbo, his attacking output has been on decline for a couple of years. And I think as an overall player, he's been on a steady decline also for that same period of time. I do think he was rinsed by Klopp, and I think that may have contributed to it. This season, what has now been a bit different for me is there's a difference between being on the decline and being a weak link. This season, bruv, like, you know, when back in the day when man used to like rob vulnerable people on the trains and that, like, this is like where it's coming from, bro. Every team we play against is taking Robbo for ham sandwich, bro. I don't understand what's going on. Everyone, Chelsea, bloody, and Madueke someone's like, yep, I'm killing you. Saka, killing. Southampton, killing. Real, penalty. Who else to give a continued penalty against? The Saints as well. I think yeah, there you go. Most of our games, he has been killed. Also against the German team, not the one that
Leverkusen.
No, RB Leipzig.
Oh yeah.
Remember they had the striker that kept them going offside.
That's correct. Yeah,
came from the left hand side. So I just think it's been the obvious weakness, and yeah, like we need a left back, man. Is it like it's a shame that he's poor at the moment. Poor.
Okay, Stoney.
Yeah, I think I can only really echo what Doctor's really said there, and I think I was looking forward to this show, and I had a feeling that Robbo was going to be one of the topics that we're gonna highlight. And I think on reflection, we spent, was it probably £8 million?
8 million.
8 mil from Hull, right? So we bought him in 2017-2018 season. And I just think of it like, listen, we used to be able to get on the bus for 10 pence, right? And the money's changed. So what we got Robbo for at the time was of good value. I think he's been, Preds, don't do this to me. He's been an amazing servant. He's won every single accolade he's needed to at Liverpool. For whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it. I think we had mentioned a couple of seasons ago that we should be looking for left backs, whether it was to replace Robbo or whether it was to replace our understudy in terms of Tsimikas. It's clear that we need a left back. Robbo has been dire by his own levels. And I think it's very, very, very clear whether it's somebody a position that we purchase in January or at the end of the season. That's definitely, I think, our primary target. So just to extend on what you were saying about Fulham, I think he did everything wrong that a player could possibly do in the first 17 minutes. The first 17 minutes, he was all over the place. I don't know whether he was out raving with Marcus Rashford on the weekend. I don't know what he was doing, but his performances and Garnacho, wearing the wrong clothes and everything. But whatever preparation he did or whatever's happening with in terms of his performance, it was not at the level of the expectation of our club. And I think he's probably let himself down, and also Liverpool as well. But it was woeful against Fulham. It wasn't good. Definitely wouldn't. And I think the disheartening thing is, moving forward, I know we're going to come to the Southampton game at some stage. I think currently our best left back is Gomez. I know we'll come to that at some stage, but our current left back is Gomez, because whatever's happened to Robbo and Tsimikas is just not good. And especially in the position that we're in as well, Artie, in terms of challenging for all of the honours for the Premier League, the Champions League, which are at the top of the league, the FA Cup and the Carling Cup as well. It just doesn't look good. It's not a good look. So whatever's happened with Robbo, he's been an amazing servant. I said we purchased him in 2017-18. He's 30, but he's playing like he's about 50. He's playing like he should be playing vets football right now.
Definitely, 100%. It is very sad to say, but it's very true. Yeah, man. His legs.
You know what
are
it is?
strong.
I actually feel bad in it because, like you said, he's been a brilliant servant. You could arguably be pound for pound like the best signing of the Klopp era. I think he's been tremendous. At one point, he was the best left back probably in Europe, or certainly like in a conversation. But I think where it's felt a bit easy to cuss him right now because of just how bad he's been. And it's just been an ongoing. It's not like he's just been a bit below standards. He's been diabolical. It's actually ridiculous what he's doing. Because last season it was problematic. I'd say last season, Gomez was our best left back last season.
Yep, by far.
And Robbo kept on vacating his position to be effective, and we were too open. And even first game of the season, who was it? Ipswich. That first half, he was terrible then as well. So that I just feel all season he's been the glaring weakness, man, and it's sad to see. But like, we can't be getting just like manhandled like that by everyone.
Yep,
everyone.
Very true. Very true.
And you know what I was trying. You know what I was trying to think was and I don't know this by the way, right? So I was trying to think of, sometimes players' performances dip due to injury. So I was trying to think of the injuries that Robbo has probably had. I'm just giving an example in the last 2 or 3 seasons, right? So he hasn't really had a series of injuries that's kept him out for more like 3 or 4 games. So I think they said he's had ankle problems. He's had a shoulder injury, which probably kept him out for a period of time, and an illness as well. So I was trying to think in my own head, has he had a series of injuries, whether it was to muscle injuries or whatever, that may have had an impact on him being out, not being able to train, not being able to coach? And he actually hasn't. So you can't even put it down to injuries. So I don't know.
No, I think he just played a lot of football in a short space of time. Well, actually, no, over an extended period. And his role was demanding because he had so much energy. He could just do it up and down, up and down, up and down, pressing up and down, up and down. And we didn't really rotate at all. Even when we brought in Tsimikas, he didn't really rotate him. I just feel like he's just, like some of them back in the day, Gallon, he just clapped out. It's just
rinse.
I know. Because you know what? No, Doc's is right. Because you know what I was trying to think of. Like what Bielsa ended up doing to a lot of the Leeds players. What was the main Leeds striker? I can't remember his name. I do apologize. They had the one striker at Leeds, Bamford. So remember, Bamford played every single game. And remember, he was just done. Bamford couldn't do anything in it. So I wonder, like
Phillips as well.
You know what? You're right in saying that. I wonder if he played more games that he was meant to, and for whatever reason, his body's just hit a block. Really?
Yeah, but, I think it's just too much. It's a shame. Would you keep him, or so? Let's assume that we need to sign someone, but we do. Who are you selling? Tsimikas or
both of them? Both. For me, honestly, neither of them offer anything, because in my own head we were thinking, well, Robbo's the first left back starting, and then for me, I was hoping that Tsimikas would be the understudy. I think at the moment, Robbo's performances have been indifferent, and so is Tsimikas. So for me, I think we need 2 left backs. And Tsimikas got the extension in his contract last season. I think that's what I was a little bit disheartened with. So I think we need 2 left backs.
So CW says Robertson is now a backup option for me. Good point. Do you know what I think Robbo's reminding me of as well now? He's reminding me of Milner in his later days. Legs are gone.
Yeah.
Legs are gone. That's what it is. Knackered, man. He's knackered. Trust me.
And you know how funny it is, how it's the momentum. Sorry, things have kind of changed because everyone was questioning Trent's defensive capabilities, but was applauding him going forward. Now it's almost the same. Now it's almost in reverse with Robbo. Going forward is actually not too bad this season. Defensively, This has probably been one of his worst seasons for us defensively, because he's just getting caught out left, right, and centre. Like I said, Saka bent him in and out. I'm surprised he got untangled. Even the goal against Fulham, like the guy scored from the back post, and it actually deflected off him. And then the tackle again, Southampton. He gave away a penalty. And for me, to answer your question, I'd get rid of Tsimikas, because I think Tsimikas' race is done. Because if Gomez is starting yesterday at left back, and Tsimikas is available, yeah, your race is done, mate.
Nah, but Tsimikas has only just come back from injury. That's why I believe he didn't start.
Okay, I'll give him. Okay, I'll give him that.
Remember, he'd been off. This was his first game back.
He's still poor though.
Yeah, still poor. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
CW says depends if Slot wants to keep Tsimikas. If we get Kurtzhead, who I think we will, it'd be the option to sign in January. Bournemouth already looking at Soler, the left back from Argentina. So they're already looking at replacements.
It's a shame.
Well,
I don't know what. Like you see, like with Darwin, like we killed Darwin, didn't it? Liberty. I can see him in a shop, innit? Like,
Patrick with EastEnders, yeah, that's a quality.
Man, Chris, man, why? And he's getting true, because that was actually terrible. That was actually terrible. Like,
it was.
And this is it. He's just getting roasted. Like, for me, like the biggest one was Madueke against Chelsea, innit? Because it was just the lack of respect. They'd come to Anfield and he just said, I'm looking to roast my man, and roasted him. And then you saw in the Chelsea versus Man U game, I'm not even sure who Man U even played left back then, because the new manager wasn't in yet, so they wouldn't play a back four. And Madueke was quiet. I'm like, hold on. So you're telling me you're showing up for Robinson, but you're playing against a Man U left back and you're quiet? I said, nah.
No respect out here.
Yeah, this is it.
None.
This is it.
None.
So, Robbo, yeah, man, your race is done.
Okay, so that's...
It shows how fickle us football supporters are.
It's Father Time, isn't it? It's Father Time.
Yeah, and you know it is as well. Like what we were saying as well is I think we'd all agree that Robbo's been an amazing servant, but there's that thin line. I had a mad quote in saying that there's that thin line. I think it was from like one of the Batman movies, right? And it's that thin line between being a hero and a villain. And it's almost easy to say, similar to like Arsene Wenger, he was an amazing person and he was a hero, but then he almost sustained his stay and he became a villain because some of the Arsenal supporters ended up booing him. I hope that's not the same with Robbo. And like anything else, these things happen in life. He's been amazing, but bro, it's just not working for them for whatever reason. But I'm confident that with the staff that we've got in place, that we're looking at a replacement. And if he does move on, then my guy's leaving with honours. But don't be leaving like Willie Lump. And as Dr. Blake said, where players are coming in, they've got absolutely no respect for you, and they're taking you for a muck. We really don't want that.
Nah, we don't. Seriously, we don't. So, CW says, is Gomez going to be kept on by the end of next summer? He potential left back option too, despite he's being played at centre back again this season.
Listen, Gomez will still be there. I think Gomez had his extension, so he's still got his contract until 2027. If it was like the throwback series, throwback years, he would already have had his testimonial already for Gomez. So I've been, and I'll say it, I've been on this show and I've been cussing this man left, right, and centre. Don't know man from Adam, but I haven't held him in the highest regard. And you know what is good? Because he just shut me up. I've just had to eat humble pie with my hands, not even with a spoon. But when he's played, I think what he's shown is that he can play right back, he can play left back, and he can play left back effectively. So his journey, he's been amazing. So credit to him. But going back to what Chris was saying, if it was something where we had to play Gomez at left back for the rest of the season, I'd be quite comfortable with that. However, going back to what I was saying originally, would he be able to play all of the games at left back in the Premier League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Champions League? That may be a lot to ask for him if we also think about how much injuries he's sustained over the period of time that he's actually been there. But, I'm sure he's capable of doing it anyway, so we'll watch his space.
Good evening goes out to Des B. Nice to have you on board, sir. Des B's also mentioning the Bournemouth left back. Fitzwarren, Brighton. Good evening, sir. Fitzwarren Brighton is also mentioning the left back from Bournemouth. Everybody's on this Bournemouth left back. Telling you, Agent Sabozlai, because he's one of Sabozlai's boys, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Hungarian as well, isn't he?
So,
I've just got that vision now, Stoney. When you're saying about eating pie with no cutlery and doing it in your hands, I've got that vision of that scene in Life when Claude gets the hot pie.
I tell you, Pred, I think Gomez had been watching our show, and he probably said, "You know what, Stoney, I'm going to punch you in your ribs if you keep attempting to try and belittle me." So yeah, it's so good, man.
Long may it continue.
So even though Robbo got sent off after 17 minutes, we went down to 10 men, we still managed to have way more possession than them. Was managing to outplay them boys. Like it just begs to wonder what would have happened had we had 11 players on the pitch. We still put in a good shift, lads.
Yeah. You know what? What impressed me was that, I don't know if anyone saw it, the breakdown of it, the formation that Slot played after he got sent off. I've never noticed or clocked on to any team who played with a 3-1-5. Was it 3-1-5 or whatever it was?
Yeah, you're correct.
Like I've never seen a team with 10 men adopt such an aggressive formation. Like it was nuts, and I'm thinking, I'm watching them.
The best form of defense is attack.
Yeah. And I think that's now. You know how people have said over the years they've taken ideas from Pep in X, Y, and Z. I think people could start looking at Slots for formations and tactical awareness, because like I've never seen that in my life. I've seen a 4-4-1. I've seen a 4-3-1. I've never seen a 3-1-5. And it's like, so yeah, I think that's part of the reason why we had a lot of possession as well. And it was good, decent possession. And the first goal we scored was really good build up with Salah. The ball ended up with Salah on the right hand side, and then he's curling it in. So yeah, I always still felt that we was going to get a result.
But yeah, you know what I like about that, Prez, as well, what you were saying about that formation adjustment with Slot. And this is my opinion, by the way, right? And I know the show that we had before this show, when we were asked about what we thought the result was going to be, I said 4-1. Listen, I always get the results wrong anyway, right? So at least I'm consistent, right? But Iwobi, I actually thought had a really good game against us. But going back to primarily what you were saying, Preds, about the formation adjustment, considering I thought that Iwobi was having such a good game, when we moved to the 3, and as you said, we had the 5 men up front, that was almost like a throwback to when Arsenal used to play down in South London before they moved to North London, where they used to play like a 2-3-5. But we were still in control of the game. And, you're almost right, as if to say, Slot, I think he's a very, very, very cute tactician, and he's almost seeing things that I'm thinking we probably have to start giving this man a little bit more credit. Then he's always patient. He's always calm. I mean, Tete had a good game against us. Welby had a good game. Wilson obviously did what he needed to do in terms of Robbo getting sent off. But the fact of the matter is, you were saying, Robbo got sent off on 17 minutes. 17 minutes. And we were still, to an extent, within that game as well. So I think, that's a credit to the team and how Slot was able to get his tactical approach out there and allow us to still get a result. So yeah, it was impressive, man.
No, it was impressive, I must say.
Mm.
What did you think, Ray?
I think echoing Stoney's point, I think Slot is I don't want to say he's the best because it's only been a few months, but certainly I can't think of many managers who I've seen who can adjust to the game as it's taking place. He's almost like Mayweather in boxing, where he can just change his game plan as the game is going on. And it's almost like his tactical understanding of how the other team are gaining an advantage, where we're struggling, what we can then do to penetrate their areas of weakness. Like, it's just, he's so impressive. And to put in that performance with 9.5 players, and I'm going to say 9.5 players because I'm sorry, what the vice captain was serving up was absolute garbage. Trent, hold your head in place. The only thing I'm going to say potentially is maybe he's been rushed back and he's not fully fit, possibly. So I'm going to give that slight caveat. However, the lack of running when you're 10 men down from the vice captain was shameful for me. The amount of time his man was like he wasn't tracking runners. Hence, I'm saying for us to put in that performance with 10 men and Trent's playing like that, I thought was incredible. Because and shout out Gravenberch, because look,
Jeez.
I've been very critical of him. Obviously, this season is different, but the humble pie that he served me on Saturday tasted brilliant because bloody hell, what a performance. Now, he's putting in performances that I expect from the vice captain. Like, Trent, you're a local boy, you're vice captain, you were in the running to be captain. Like, Gravenberch and Spurs like can't be doing your running, bruv. Like you're not Robbo, bruv, who's like 30 and past it. So what I saw from Gravenberch, that's what I need to see from Trent. Like, backs against the wall, you're playing sweeper, centre back, DM, centre mid, doing the running. Like, that's what I expect. So I just think, yeah.
Only thing he didn't do was playing goal.
Yeah, so I feel like the team performance and what Slot did, considering what Trent was serving up, I thought was like special.
No, I fully agree. Gentlemen. Okay, talking point. Another talking point of the match was, okay, so Robbo got sent off. The tackle on Gravenberch. Let's go to our own official version of Mike D.
No.
You're all right, Rennie.
That's so we're already, you know. Wow.
Do you know it's so mad?
Wow.
Artie, I still find it quite hard at the moment, right? And I'm not sitting on the fence by right. I still find it quite hard with everything being played in slow motion. And the reason why I'm saying that, all of the imagery are happening, they're slowing it down, they're looking at players' reactions, they're looking at what could have been or what could have. Things are played in real time. I dislike VAR. I dislike all of this technology. That's just me. If you're asking somebody to be a match official, let them control everything. If they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. You just have to respect their decisions, similar to what they do in cricket or rugby, right? So going back to the Gravenberch incident, they were slowing it down. And then I think it looks completely different than what it would have been in real time. So my opinion, the outcome from the match official was correct. That's just my opinion. So yeah, I just think the match official got it correct. Yeah.
Reds.
Yeah, it's no coincidence. Like, it's the second bad tackle on Gravenberch, which, well, the first one, both of them went unpunished. Yeah, maybe he's got a sign. Maybe he's got a sign on his back. You know what I mean, saying "kick me," or it's a compliment to how he's playing. That people are looking to. I'm not going to say looking to hurt him. I'm just saying that there's two tackles where they were high and they were dangerous. So, me personally, I think he should have walked. Should have took the red. But I hear Stoney's point of view. But I'm against the referee. Sod it. He should have got the red sent off.
Okay, so far that's 1-1. Dr. Blake, you got the deciding vote.
So, in an ideal world, I would like Stoney to be correct in the sense of I'd probably would like for challenges like that to not be red cards. However, in the modern context and what we've seen in the last 2 to 3 seasons, that has to be a red card for me. Like, just has to be a red card. And I'll go back to the point of last season. Time we lost the appeal for Curtis Jones's red card against Spurs, from there on, it's 0 tolerance to me. 0 tolerance. So, yeah, it's a red card. It's a red card. Like, the ball's on the other side of him. How high he was. Like, you got no chance of playing the ball. Yeah, nah.
Stoney, I said you clearly got Christmas party invitations from the Referees Association.
Probably has as well.
Chris,
the wine.
it's true. Chris has hacked my my doorbell. Okay, so he can see everything. He's intercepted the stuff that's coming into my house.
Well, we know.
Yeah.
Warren says it was a red.
Okay.
Well, we know there's a vacancy.
I know. Ooh.
Right. So CW says, back to what Dr. Blake was saying. I love Trent, but boy needs to be humbled for me thinking he's the best cheese out there. His passing was poor and running defensively, as Dr. said, was very poor. It's not good, man. It's not good. It's not a good look. Oh, here's another one. Agree with CW. Trent is annoying me. Also, he thinks he's some big cheese.
I like cheese. So I mean, the thing is,
it's not good for you. That's your cholesterol.
Listen,
remember that. It's bad for your cholesterol, yeah. So stay away from
I think it's one of these things, and I know I've said it before, right? Chelsea have sold a lot of players to me. Is it PSR? The main thing when they sell homegrown talent? Is that right thing, PSR? Right?
Yeah, PSR,
Man City have done it as well. So for me, it wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool found themselves in that same position with Trent. All right. Trent's been their homegrown talent, come through the academy. He's run everything that he's needed to, done the project. If he moves on, listen, it's just one of those things.
But it's not really that for me. You know what? Players move on, I don't mind. But he'll be going for fuck all.
I know, but who's at fault with that?
That's what pissing me off. Fair, you know what? If he moves on and we get 80 million or something for him, yeah, fine, fair enough. That is your prize asset.
We've got less than the club have got less than a month to probably think what they're going to do. For me, and I completely understand and I respect what you've actually said there, Artie, but football is just a madness at the moment. So I agree with you. If he is going to move on, we should be able to at least get some value from him or some currency 100%. From him. I just can't see it. I believe that he's going to go to Madrid. I do believe that he's going to have some form of pre-contract in place, and I don't think it's got nothing to do with what's actually happening at Liverpool. I think don't quote me. Is he like between 24? How's he? 24, 26? I don't know how old Trent is, right? 25. Yeah. So whatever project was in place at Liverpool, he's ticked everything. The next project is somewhere away. I do agree with you. It would be good if he does move on that we get some money for him, but I just don't think we are.
Yeah, like
I really don't.
So,
I think. Yeah.
So I think maybe what you could do with Trent is because apparently we've offered him 275, right, and he wants 350, which I don't think he's worth.
That's the same as Mo, right?
Yeah, I think if it was under Klopp and Trent had that more free role, I think I'd be on the fence about giving him that. But I think in terms of the roles that fullbacks have in slot system, although obviously Trent's quality is shining through, I think, 350 for a right back in slot system for me makes no sense. But then if you don't give him the money, then he's going to leave it on a free. I would probably do something like give him the contract, but put in a release clause specifically for Real Madrid that'd be quite low, maybe something like £30 million. And then he's free to go at any point in time to Real Madrid for that be it's way too low for him. But I just think £30 million is better than nothing, and it will be nothing. So I would probably do something like that. I would,
and I respect that. I wouldn't even do that. I'm not giving Trent 350. I'm not saying that he's not worth it. Bearing in mind, I'm not saying he's not worth it, but I don't know. I'm just thinking if you're staying there, there's a certain amount of money you're getting. If it's not for you, then you just move on to the next project. Because guess what? I'm thinking, yeah.
Make up the rest in bonuses.
But you know, RT, I'm thinking, right?
You got to achieve stuff to get the rest.
But watch this, right? I'm thinking, for whatever reason, his performance hasn't been his performance hasn't been at the level that he expects or we expect, right? And I don't even think that's money orientated. So even if, as an example, the club was able to renegotiate a new contract with him in January and they gave him 350, I think his performances will still be the same. So I don't think it's got anything to do with money. It's either you're with us on this project or you're not. If you're with us, you get the contract. If you're not, then you just move on. I don't think it's got anything to do with money. His performances are his performances. Because we can give him the 350 and he would still be performing at the level that we're currently seeing, and we'll still be upset.
Gentlemen, okay, just stick up in 1 minute. So the draw has been made for the semi-finals of the cup, and we have drawn
Newcastle.
Spurs.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Arsenal, Newcastle, Tottenham, Liverpool.
So we got second leg,
First game. Well, yeah, Tottenham's good. Well, Tottenham's drawn first anyway for their game. So
cool. Well, I know I'm going to be up. I'm going to be up at my mate's house in Ruislip watching that.
Okay.
So we've got Spurs, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. And I hope they got Foster in goal.
Yeah, I'm not after that performance. I'll tell you. Nunes got assist for Jota, and Nunes scored versus Southampton. I see Chris fight about that, and then Chris comes back. You know, CW, he ain't getting down without a fight, mate. Once again, Peter, he's about as inconsistent as my Wi-Fi. Well done. He passed the ball to Jota. Well done. Scored a sitter for once in his life. That should be breaking news. Never goes without a fight, I tell you, because RCW. Fitzwarren says to sell in Jan and loan back till end of the season. Talking about
for me, that still but for me, and this is my opinion, Fitzwarren, I still believe.
Why would they buy him in Jan when they can agree a pre-contract?
Yeah, I still don't believe. For me, I think it's about, and I wonder, Fitzwarren. I don't have the answer to this, right? So I'm almost presenting this this question back to you. Is I don't even think it's about the money. I think we collectively are looking about Trent's performances for us. So even if, as an example, that he got the opportunity to go to Real Madrid and he signed a pre-contract in January, what performance will we get from Trent from January to when he leaves in July? That's my concern. So as I said, I don't think it's a monetary thing. We just want to see his performance improve at the level we expect of him and what he expects from himself. That's my main thing.
My personal opinion on that is I think that documents were signed a long time ago with the pre-dated document of 01 January 2025. That guy is gone. He's pricing himself out of a new contract at Liverpool, asking for that particular amount of money. They know that FSG are, if anything, trying to bring down that highest pay bracket. So I think, me personally, he's gone already. Done.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Breds. 100% on that, man.
I said he's gone already.
Yeah, I believe that as well. He's spent too much time online playing gaming with Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham.
He's gone, man.
Yeah.
True that.
It is poor though how
says, if Trent goes, then trigger Frimpong release clause. Sorted.
Is that Leverkusen? Frimpong.
Yeah.
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 Decent shout. Decent.
I think it depends on what you want, because if we're assuming that Robbo's that we're going to stand a new left back, then you're probably in a position then where it feels like Slot's basically almost going to have one fullback that's going to be more attacking, the other fullback's going to kind of be in position and be behind the ball. So you can then probably work out based on your options for either side which one like you're going to go with. Kirkes is he's like a up and down type of left back. So I don't see you can have Kirkes left back and Frimpong right back. So I feel like if we do get Kirkes, then the right back would probably be a lot more defensive. To be fair, play like how Trent's played. It seems I think defensively, I think Trent's been very good. Minus the Fulham game, which is effort. I think defensively he's been very good this season. I can't fault him.
I agree.
That's been very good.
Much better than normal.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do, but I just trust these guys to put a plan in place. But I guess this is what happens when the manager, as great as he is, decides that he's just gonna get rid of directors of football or sporting directors like they're nothing, and trust in Pep Linders like Pep Linders is some kind of god. And we can now see that obviously Pep Linders' tactics aren't great, because guess what? He's just been sacked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought we was going to leave that. I thought we was going to leave that for AOB.
Nah, man. My man's out there releasing books. The rumors, Pep wants to start his managerial career, but he's going to be loyal to Liverpool, and Klopp's giving him extra responsibility. Listen. The last 18 months, 2 seasons have been Pep Linders' blueprint for football. We were open, stretched, poor shape, and now he's gone and he's been sacked already. So that's just exposed that guy anyway. Sorry.
I knew. You know what the thing is? I knew Doctor was ready for that. I can see your jawbone clenching, and it's like no, for real. And I can see it even when you said the headlines came, what the projecting coaching staff with Klopp and Linders, you can see it worked to an extent, but he was always going to be the side chick. And so when he had the opportunity to be the main person, he just weren't cutting it. He weren't cutting no cake. He weren't driving a car. He weren't going into the club. He was just walking around being full. And he got exposed very, very, very quickly. That book is going to get lock off what's my girl that P. Diddy was troubling? Kim on eBay. That's going to get lock off quick. You ain't going to get no sales in now. So
because again, in it, what assistant manager do you know that has a released books in it? This is unprecedented. So my man's flexing like he's some kind of big cheese, and we're lucky to have him. Where with that, isn't it? Where?
Trent, only thing left at us is become captain. In terms of Ballon d'Or, more likely to do that at Real Madrid. Unfortunately, it was always going to be one of the 3 to leave, other 2 staying. Yo, Preds, don't tell me that, bro. Don't show me that, bro.
I've got Preds. Is somebody getting from work for you? Don't tell me you went and do for it. Did you buy it, Preds? You are a soldier, brother.
To be fair, the book's good still.
The book's good.
I know, but
from a coaching perspective.
Yeah.
From a coaching perspective. No, he's got some really good things that he put in book in X, Y, and Z, and it's quite an interesting read if you're kind of looking to develop new ideas in X, Y, and Z. I just think where it is Pep Linders' football the last 2 seasons, like the doctor has said, I think he's been exposed in regards to Salzburg didn't have the squad to do it, where at Liverpool he had quality players. So quality players
he's going
make
to
a
find
difference,
himself
right?
probably in the same situation that Ruud van Nistelrooy has found himself when he's going to Leicester.
Yeah.
These men have to be careful. And I admire you that it's like having, I don't know, like a hot chocolate at Starbucks, and you bring your own chocolate to dip in it. Pep, that Linders, brother. No, but it's true. It's true. But I also think.
Man gave you a 4-9 out here, bro.
He he's putting out a book and he's got no receipts though. That would be like think of it, Artie, like you know that you've got an amazing background in terms of providing entertainment to people, right? That would be like me trying to clash with you with like a little iPod, and you got a strong selection of vinyl, and I'm coming with an iPod trying to clash with you. You're gonna win in every single time. That's the main thing with Pep here. You can't. How are you bringing out a book and you got no receipts? That don't make no sense.
No, it's true. It's very true.
He's jumping on the back of Jurgen, mate. That's what it was.
As we can see, though, people been buying it, though. I tell you. You always catch one, you always catch one, man.
But you know what? Can we just, even though while we're speaking about the Fulham game, boy, I know I shouldn't say this. Can we just speak about the Muniz finish? He sent Van Dijk to the shop. Van Dijk is in my house at the moment. That's how twist up his head is. Muniz sent him to the shop with no money. He didn't even give Van Dijk £1 to buy a chocolate, you know. That's how much Van Dijk got twist up for that goal. Like, I really think we need to speak about that. He did the same way that Dr. Blake was saying, the way that players are looking at Robbo with no respect. Muniz looked at Van Dijk and said, "Brother, I know you've won a lot, but I'm scoring a fit." That finish was nice. His technique was really, really nice. I do. And Jota's return and the finish.
Oh,
Conversation about that. Woof.
Come on, man. Come on.
That was
We've been missing
beautiful.
Jota the shotter. Big shouts goes out, Bingy. Nice to have you on board, sir.
Beautiful finish, man. Yeah.
The Book of Waffles.
Chris, do you like Nutella with your waffle? That's what I was going to ask you.
Des B says that Pep is always going to be a very good assistant. It's the second time he's been sacked as a manager. Well, I didn't even know that's the second time.
yeah, the first time he went back to Holland, didn't he?
Okay.
Yeah, but he left, didn't he? So, like he's not sure, like if he was pushed or if he jumped before he was pushed.
I think it's something to do with that. He didn't think that it was the project that they promised him, because I think it was a second division Dutch side,
Right,
and they had their objective was to get up. And I think by the time he left, I think they were like 7th, 8th in the league.
See, I agree with SB to a point. I think Pep's a good assistant when he's treated like an assistant. However, he was then becoming manager. He's then becoming director of football. He's then overshadowing the transfer committee. So, like, obviously, we don't want to speculate too much, but there's no coincidence that Edwards is leaving, Ward's leaving. If you're Ward and you've been waiting for the job for 10 years and you leave after a season, something's not right. You now look at the Trent situation. So we're seeing the legacy of not having a consistent sporting director in place over a period of time and Klopp doing things on the fly. So I think, Pep just got too big for his boots. That then impacted our recruitment team. And I feel you see the legacy of that. Because last season, let's be honest about it, tactically, we were all over the shop.
Yeah, we were.
Like,
We were terrible.
we were getting killed in transition. But what really pushed us on so far was the individual quality of the players and then the mindset that Klopp had instilled where we just kept on fighting. And obviously, we were still dynamic going forward, but we were always getting countered. Transitions, it was just ridiculous at times last season. So for me, that's Pep Linders football. So it's not. I'm just not surprised that he's just flopped. Fraudster, man.
Poor Pep.
Yeah, like he needs to get a new job and then sign Milton, and then sign flipping Robbo, man. And why did that? Sign Darwin as well. Because Chris is right, bro.
But welcome back, Jota, man. You've been missed, I tell you.
Oh,
100%.
his finish was sublime. It was like the build up, and he got the ball in between the centre halves, and it was just a touch to set him up for his finish. And he sent the keeper the wrong way in regards to once he's delivered his
Gave him
finish.
the old eyes. Dude.
Oh mate, gave him the eyes, and it was just nice to see Jota on there. And you know what? It looks like he didn't look like a player who's just come back from injury.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. He looks sharp, innit?
He looks sharp,
Yeah,
real sharp.
And you know, I think that may be because you know what, they didn't rush him back.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that makes a big difference, man. When rushing players back.
Yeah, and I think Slots obviously had a look at it and seen that Jota is at the moment the best finisher in a game situation. And when he comes on, like it almost felt like he hadn't been away. He just slotted straight back in there, and we looked a different dimension with Jota up front.
Yes, his lateral movement, innit? He just things and it
He
flows.
finds little pockets of space.
That's it, yeah.
I even noticed that when he came on the other day as well. The first thing I looked at, he's in between the back four and the midfield in a little space. I'm just like, this guy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, his game IQ's high. You can see it.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I just thought, what a goal, because the touch to kill the defender, that's old school killage, innit? Killage. And then you almost knew he was going to score. And this is what I'm saying. It is possible to have good forwards in your team who can do fundamentals, like take the ball on the half turn, kill their defender and slot it away. Like, whereas, as Chris said, and it's not that I want to be digging Darwin out, but we're celebrating him doing a bread and butter finish against the Saints. Like, we're celebrating this.
True.
Like, the bar's fallen so low, but Jota is that's what like we should be trying to have, man. And just what a return! What a return!
Stoney, the BTEC comedian, says Chris.
Chris, hold on, wait a minute, Chris. BTEC used to be a good qualification. I'm just going to put it out. Chris, you come on bullying me. I'm just going to throw it at you, Chris. I was part of the crowd down at I was part of the crowd down at Prenton Park down on Saturday. I think you had just over 6,500 friends when Chesterfield came and beat you 2-0. And I cheered when Markindale and Grigg scored and beat you guys 2-0. I'm just putting it out there. When you come on the show, we have facts, Chris. So I had my BTEC scarf on and I was cheering for Chesterfield, and you guys are still bottom of the league too. So that's just me, Chris. All right.
Ooh. That was some sauce right there. That was some serious sauce.
I'll tell you what, hey, Stoney, you was like that.
I'm telling you. Chiesa,
Chris is always make trouble.
Mm.
Did he talking about crazy?
No.
Chiesa.
I have to tell him about that Chaser. He looked like he had two beef and cheese patty when he played against Southampton. I know we're going to come to that.
Chris, please. Well said, Peter.
You see what CW started?
That's what I said, Brunton Park. I did say Brunton Park.
Yeah.
Brunton Park, you had 6,000. Chris, don't make trouble.
Brunton Park.
No, but they play. Yeah, they are Brunton Park. You had 6,586 fans.
Park.
No, but it's Brunton Park is Carlisle United's home ground. You had 6,586 fans there, and I was one of the Chesterfield fans down there. So I'm saying, let's put it out there, Chris. 3:00 kickoff. I was calling your name.
Bingy, I see you put a question in there. We'll get to that a bit later, but I don't know what kind of mad question you're asking there, bro.
Oh no! Oh no,
bro! Seriously,
run it,
selector. You wanna? All right. It doesn't really fit into what we're talking about right now, but man is saying, would any of you swap Isak for Jota?
No.
They have both got paper mache muscles.
Thank you.
I mean, look.
Exactly.
That's a much, really.
I think Isak has got a better injury record, and I do think.
Did you hear what he said? Doctor, listen to what you said. A better injury record.
Yeah.
That says it all.
Oh yeah, like, he's not brilliant, but I think he probably plays in what 80% of the games over a season.
80%. Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Let's have
you
a
know,
look.
Oh.
Isaac needs to drink some Guinness punch. He's
I'm
a
telling
narrow
you.
brother. He can
I'm
play,
telling
but
you,
he
some
needs to
Irish
like
moss,
Some
brother.
Cornwall's porridge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Some
Yeah,
hard
them
food.
goats. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
See what CW done.
right,
CW boy.
Chris is making trouble, man.
we're gonna leave Fulham there.
Okay,
We're gonna move on.
so Isak played in 30 Premier League games last season, scoring 21 goals. I'd
Cool.
take that.
Yeah, that's decent.
You would.
Yeah, man.
That's
Because
fair.
that's
That's
the
fair
thing.
enough.
Would you swap him for Jota then?
What am I having to pay? The difference.
No, but he
That's
didn't
it.
say that. He's just saying, would you swap him?
Yeah, I would. I think Isak's better than Jota.
Ooh,
We're looking at
controversy.
getting one.
They're
I
not the
think-
same player.
I think they're
Isak's
finishing.
a striker. Jota's
I
a
think
forward.
Yeah, I agree.
I can
think
play
their
him in more
finishing
positions.
is comparable, but I just think Isak is better technically and has a bit more class than Jota. Like his link-up play, his ability to beat players with 1v1. Although Jota's is still very good and he's sharp around the penalty area, but I just think Isak's a bit special, man. Like, what was that assist that he got when he first joined, when he took the ball on the wing and he dumbs about 4 or 5 players
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
having about 4 or 5 players, yeah.
like that kind of thing. Like, look, I rate Jota, but he doesn't have that in his locker.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but don't you think that there's a bit of with Jota, there's a bit of Luis Suarez in him.
Yeah,
In regards to when he dribbles the ball. Remember those times when he dribbled the ball and he always got the favour of the bounce off the defender's legs or ankles or anything. And Jota's just like I think he slots into what we want and what we need. I'm not debating that Isak is not a good player. I think he is, but at this moment in time, I stick with Jota. I know, stick with the devil. I know.
Starboy.
Good evening, VW. Nice to have you on board, sir. Oh, VW, would you swap Isak for Jota?
It's interesting conversation.
I'd swap him for Darwin. I know that much.
No, mate.
I wouldn't have to think.
It's all right. It's all right. Darwin scored, didn't he? He's all right. Don't worry. He's on form now.
Okay. Anyway, we will move on to that now. So yeah, Southampton, Liverpool, Carabao Cups quarter-final. Well, I'm very glad, and very glad that Slot trusted the team that he put out. You could think 2 things I thought of. You know what happens when a manager gets sacked, and then the team get a little spring in their step, and also they've really got Sweet FA to play for. They're at home. You think they're going to give it their all, so it could be a bit, And he made sweeping changes, but he did have a bit of class in certain positions, which I liked as well. Leaving McAllister in there was good. Having Cody on there was good for me. I was like, okay. But there's a few players I want to talk about. Definitely. What's happened to Kwanzaa, lads?
Still part of his development. I think it's one of those things. Kwanzaa is still 21. Sorry. So he's still 21, and I think this is just a stage of his development. I think was it last season when we had that period of time where we had a lot of injuries and Klopp ended up playing a lot of our youngsters. Was it last season through the cups, right?
Yeah.
It was when we won the cup with him.
Perfect. All right, brilliant. Thank you. So I still think that Kwanzaa's 21. He plays regularly for the under 21s for England, and this is just part of his development. I'm not really taken back by part of his development. If it takes 2 or 3 seasons, then I think it's game time and experience underneath his bag. And he's just making gradual progress. Is he going to be an understudy to Virgil or an understudy to Konate or an understudy to Gomez? I'm not too sure. but he's 21. He's still got years ahead of time ahead of him. I'm not too sure what we expect of him. I'm not too sure. I don't have the answer to that. But it's good. Look. Even if you think of it, this game, RT, he played with another partnership. He played with Endo at centre back this game. Another partnership.
Endo was hardly ever bloody there.
I know, I understand, but Endo still played it as Endo still played as his centre back partnership. So I'm not overly concerned. He's a young person. He's still developing his trade, and we'll just see where the journey takes us. Really.
Okay, Doctor, what do you think about Konsa now?
It's a really tricky one. I do believe, I do agree with Stoney. I think centre back is one of these positions that typically players tend to really like peak in that position, like in their mid-20s, right? It's one of the positions on the pitch where youth and energy and ability, like we say, wingers and strikers, doesn't necessarily always correlate with centre back. It's about experience and decision making, etc. And I feel like development isn't always linear, right? At this early point, just because one season was good, it doesn't then mean that the next season should also be good. But that being said, it is a little worrying from the perspective of, if you think about last season, he finished the season first choice centre back and had ousted Kanate. This season, no Gomez had the issues around his contract. Was he going to leave or not? But Gomez was fit, Kanate was fit, and Slot started him as first choice centre back. So he's gone from basically being first choice starting to now Gomez is leaped ahead of him, and you can almost see Slot's nervous, like when he's on the ball, because there was a game a few weeks back when he took him off towards the end, right? He made a mistake, like it might have been a League Cup game, I think, where he made a mistake that led to a goal. Then he gave the ball away, and then Slot hooked him. So something's going wrong. It might be his confidence, but I guess for me, why I think it's a little concerning is because of the tactical setup that we've got this season. This team is an easier team to be a centre back in than what it was last season. You've got much more cover. You're not having to cover massive open gaps. There's much less transitions. And I saw a post on Twitter that basically said Konsa has gone from being a 60 million pound centre back to looking at Reece Williams, and like
gosh,
he does just look vulnerable, bro. So
no, he does.
But yeah, so like I'm not sure. Maybe last season we just got a bit carried away, and yeah, maybe it's gonna take him a couple of years to really like find his feet or find his form. But it's worrying, I think.
Okay. So Desby says that Konsa needs to be strong in the duels. He was pushed off the ball for the Fulham second goal, and again last night. Maybe in time he will be okay, but needs nurturing.
And that's what I was saying. He's still developing. So I'm trying to think back. Even if we think back 2 seasons ago, he wasn't even in the frame of being even part of the Liverpool first team squad. I know there's probably been other players at different clubs that have been fast tracked for whatever reason. I'm not overly concerned with the development. As he said, he's developing in the under 21s. He's slowly developing with the Liverpool team. I'm not only overly concerned even if we take a step back, right? Just take a step back just for a moment. If we think of any of our under 21s or our academy squad, out of all of those players, apart from Tyler Morton, who is really now having real game time in the first team squad? It's only him, because Ben Doit's gone out on loan. He's out at Middlesbrough. Yep. There's nobody else from our under 21s or academy who's part of our first team squad, apart from obviously Tyler Morton played against Southampton, but it's only Konsa. So this is me. I'm not overly concerned with that. He's got time on his hands here with us. And as he said, it may be that he needs to go out on loan to probably get some additional experience. But while we're still involved in while we're still in the conversation for the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the League Cup, then I think he warrants being part of the squad. So I'm not overly concerned with that, to tell the truth.
I think you know what I think. What people are talking about, I don't think it's about worrying about, you know what? Yeah, he's only 21. He needs nurturing. Blah blah. I think it's the drastic fall off from what people were seeing. I think that's.
I think,
but that's part of development, though, right? And we've
No,
all
it's not,
played
I mean,
football.
it's not like, you know what? All right, this guy's having a bad. It's been drastic.
Boy.
It's been drastic.
Yeah, but you got to remember, like with especially younger players, you're going to get. If he was playing consistently, maybe he might not have that many errors in his game. I think we have to allow youngsters to make errors and go through periods like this because it's all part of the development. I'm not going to be too harsh on him because I think as an 18-year-old or whatever he is, 18, 19, and the back end of last season, he was on adrenaline. He was on a momentum thing. Whereas this season, it's been the start of the season, and he's growing into being a full-time, what can I say, a seasoned pro. Where Gomez is a seasoned pro, he's done it week in, week out, for how many seasons? Kwanzaa, he's a baby. He's still learning. He's going to make some errors. I think we have to be acceptable for that because that then affects the confidence of a player, young player as well. So I think, you know, although he's been a bit of a drop, I think that's something that we should actually expect for a younger player. He's going to get highs and he's going to get lows, and then the more game time he gets, that space between those two elements, they balance off. We just got to allow the kid to grow.
Okay.
Good point.
CW makes a point that I was going to bring up, that he would have got a red if there was VAR.
He just is very accident prone right now, isn't it? It just feels like he's very accident prone. And if I think about last season where he was playing with so much confidence, remember, right? Was it we played against Leicester in the League Cup and he got an assist where he took the ball on the outside of his foot and he's drove into the touchline and squared it.
Wicked play.
Yeah. And I just think, if I think about that player who's controlling balls to the outside of their foot and driving to the touchline to where he is now, because
he's even scored before Gomez.
Yeah, and even because if you think about just the technical levels that he showed last season, forget his defending, just his touch and that. And then you think about the mistake he made against Fulham when he comes on, where long ball over the top comes, he could have chested it down, brought it out, controlled it, and I think he tried to do a back pass back to the keeper if his head in it, and then it goes out for a corner, his first touch. So his confidence, it does feel like is literally on the floor. So yeah, hopefully that comes back soon. And I guess, yeah, it's a challenge for Slot, man. Listen, we bigged him up incredibly and he's been outrageously good, Slot, but maybe he needs to do like a bit of work with Kwanzaa to kind of build him back up.
The only way that comes is with regular game time, and I think at the moment he's not going to be. I mean, the Gomez and Virgil are starting to form the old a centre half pairing, which effectively won us the title back in the day. I just think with more game time, he's just going to get more experience, more knowledge, more intelligence, and he'll start to grow. And he looks a bit accident prone, but I think that's just his stature in regards to he's tall, he's lanky, and he looks like Bambi on ice sometimes. But I think we've just got to accept that the youngsters are going to make errors. However, we just need to kind of not saying that we're mashing him down or anything. We're just highlighting his form. But with everything in football, form, people have these bad periods, don't they? You have dips, and then they get back up again. The interesting thing is going to be watching from outside in is if he can get his confidence back and when he gets his confidence back. But look, he's 21.
CW makes a good point. Kwanzaa did well in loan spell, did well with Klopp last season. Maybe he's getting used to Slot's way of things.
That too, as well. Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I do think definitely his confidence has been affected. I don't doubt. I've seen enough to know that the boy's got mad ability, Tender's ability. That's why people are like were touting him as like, you know, the next Van Dijk. The boy can play some serious ball. He's got that techers, man. You can see it. But now I think he needs to really just head down, knuckle down, and main focus is defending. When I got the ball, I can play football. I don't worry, he can play ball. I need to knuckle down and defend and worry about my positioning where I should be. For me as well, Archer's goal, terrible. You've got to show the brother wide, man.
Terrible.
Even if him going on the left side is his good foot, you show him wide so he sees less of the goal.
Terrible.
He then has to cross it for somebody else to score. You can't let him come inside.
Yeah, because who was it? It was Kwanzaa, and who else was the other defender?
And I think it was Tyler Morton, because Tyler Morton had gone right back.
Yeah. So I think Tyler Morton could have done better. However, I think he's done the right thing in that he's covered off that channel. And if you're Kwanzaa and Tyler Morton's covering off that channel and basically showing him inside, then you've got to read that Kwanzaa. You can't basically follow Tyler. It's almost like Kwanzaa's marking Tyler Morton, like he's following him. If Morton step into that side so that he then comes in the field, you've got to be in that space. So this is why I just think, he's just lacking confidence, man. Because when you check it, look, what like he's had 3 managers, right? He's had Slot, Klopp, and Joey Barton. Yeah. So realistically, I feel Slot from a technical perspective should be the easiest manager to play under, innit? It gives you brilliant information and the system is designed for you. But this is why I just feel like maybe he's just lacking confidence. Or like maybe his dad left him or something like that. And I don't know, when he's up late watching porn or something. Who knows, like with these young, like with these youths, innit? But something ain't right mentally, because this ain't making no sense. Because like you said, last season I was saying like he can make like the England squad, and right now for true, he's looking like Reece. So you can't be looking like Reece Williams in your second season.
You know, I'm not that critical of him. I mean, he's in regards to the Archer's goal, he's done what centre half should be doing, which is that he's got no cover, so he's retreating because he's retreating and delaying and waiting for Tyler Morton to get back and help. And he can't go and commit, because if he goes and commit, then Archer can then play a side rule ball into the person running in. So I think defensively, I think he didn't do much wrong. It was just a fact that Tyler Norton come back, and both of them, Archer he's cut on the outside and he's curled it in. Good goal. I just think I'm not really too critical about Kwanzaa's defending.
You've got to position yourself to show him you are going that way and that way only.
Yeah, but he can't overcommit. Yeah, what he's done as a centre half, he's delayed the guy and waiting for people to come back in. I mean, it wasn't that wide to where he can say, go outside. It was within the circumference of the box. So as a centre half, he's got to drop.
You can't come back inside and get that shot off. Listen, you can delay. The positioning of your body shows you that you have to go that direction, and that's what he didn't do.
I think you're both right. He does the good thing at first by slowing him down, but then once you've slowed him down and then Morton comes next to you, you can't then show him inside, because actually what you've almost done is you've retreated into a point where he's in shooting position. Now you've showed him inside into his favourite foot. And I was just like,
but he didn't. Yeah, but if you look at the goal, he did show him outside, and the fact of the matter is, he's showed him on the outside, and now he's expecting Tyler Morton to, on the recovery, to now defend from the front, as Kwanzaa is showing him on the outside. Tyler Norton's come back and he's not slowed his feet down. He's run right past him, and by the time he's run past him, Archer's then able to take a touch out, and his body is his weight of his body's on his right side. So I think as a centre half, you can't overcommit. The ball, by the time Archer's taking the ball, 2 or 3 touches, he's in the box anyway. So it's a difficult one in regards to, well, if he's delayed him and waiting for Tyler Norton to come back, and Tyler Norton's overcooked it, I think as a centre half, I think he's done as much as he could do.
Plus, it's a makeshift back four at that time as well, because it's hard to even cast him Morton. Because the man's a midfielder, so yeah.
Yeah, but he I think it's you know what, Klopp was very complimentary of Endo last night, and I thought that showed a great class from our manager as well. In regards to he's not played much, but he's also made the people aware of his attitude and his professionalism and his ability to adjust when required. And when he actually played, he played well. And for someone who hasn't played for many games this season, he don't. I think that it showed class from our manager.
Question: If in our next game, the centre forward isn't what I'd call like a 6'4" kind of powerful centre forward, and you've got a choice of Kwanzaa or Endo right now for centre back, who are you going with?
I'm going with Kwanzaa.
I'd go with Kwanzaa as well.
It's his natural position.
Yeah, but like he's not playing like it. Like he's playing like Reece Williams.
Yeah, I'd definitely go. I'd definitely go for Kwanzaa. The reason why I'm saying this is, do you remember there was a period of time 2 seasons ago before Fabinho moved on, and we had a lot of injuries, and we were playing Fabinho at centre back, and I think there was a couple of games we ended up playing Jordan Henderson at centre back as well. Yeah. So Hendo managed to do a job in whatever capacity against Southampton, but I see Kwanzaa's default position as being a centre back. So in terms of his development and trust, I would go with Kwanzaa. That's just my opinion. I'd go with Kwanzaa.
It was better than having Gomez in the midfield as holding him as a 6.
Listen, man, Joe did all right last season, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think Joe did all right last season when he went into midfield, man. He did all right.
And I agree with Chris on that.
From Endo says my man of the match.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. 100%, Chris. 100%.
So the man of the match at centre back.
To your question, Doctor, Chris says still picking Kwanzaa over Endo. Players in their natural positions. Kwanzaa is going to get confidence back at some point, and Accrington may be the game.
Oh, he's just put the heebie-jeebies on that now, isn't he?
But and as I said, we do the throwback because Carlisle played them on the 29th, and then Carlisle play Accrington on the 29th, and then we've got Accrington on the 9th, I think, of Jan. So, but yeah, we'll see how that goes anyway, man.
What do you lot think of Trey Nooney yesterday?
So he played in it. He played in the middle of the park with Tyler, didn't he? Is there? Yeah.
And McAllister.
Yeah, and even that it was interesting to see. And this is my opinion. I could be completely incorrect. Is that the first time that McAllister's played in such an advanced role for Liverpool? So he played where Dominic usually plays, isn't it? Behind the striker.
Yeah.
So even in that terms of versatility, I think that's really good as well. I still like McAllister anyway, and he's almost shown that he can play in a series of positions. So yeah.
Is it interesting to say? That he didn't really know? Not saying it in a rude way. I think he didn't really notice his playing because he didn't do anything spectacular, but he was just done everything basic, and he didn't look out of place whatsoever.
No, he didn't. Yeah. He didn't.
Whatsoever.
And that's what I was watching to see, and I think he just was playing just safe, just keeping it simple. Yeah, and just coasting through the game basically.
Serious
talent.
Serious talent.
Like you'll get a steady 6.
Yeah.
But in terms of that playing a steady 6, it's been on my mind all week. What's happening with our guy KZD at the moment? Then, so I'm trying to think.
Everyone's talking about it yesterday and saying how he come on and looks great yesterday.
But he only played 46 minutes, so I understand. I understand that he did his game management. I understand he had a series of injuries at Juve, but he looked like he had about 9 mutton roti from Trinidad Hut down at Craven Park before he even played the game. He looked like he was wedge. I don't know what's happened. I understand that the difference between playing in Italy to Liverpool to the Premiership is completely different. He still seems so off the mark in terms of fitness. I wonder what's happening with him.
Yeah, well,
I wonder.
He's just come back. That's his first game back.
Well,
Remember,
I think
he's had a few injuries. He's not had time to get no momentum going, so that's his first game back.
But
I don't
we're in December, there, you know.
And he nearly scored.
twice.
Yeah, twice. He nearly scored.
I nearly won the lotto, but I
Lie,
didn't.
you never got 5 numbers. Don't lie.
I nearly won the
You
lotto.
didn't get 5
I didn't.
numbers. If you got 5 numbers, you won't be here talking to us now. I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. And it's
Yeah?
the same thing with Chiesa. He nearly scored, but he didn't.
Come on.
Yeah, but he's been playing. He's been playing with the under-21s. He's been playing with the 21s. He's been playing with the 23s. He's been getting I think they started off with he got 20 minutes, then he got 45, then he got 60, and I think he got 75. So he's played quite a few 21, 23 games to get him up to speed. But we all know the only way you get up to speed is by actually playing in the Premiership. That's the way you get.
Thank you.
But when did we purchase him?
Start the season.
Start the season.
Brilliant. So we purchased him at the beginning of the season, and we're currently in December, and he's still only managing 46 minutes.
Yeah, because
so you know what? Injuries, but you know what? This is showing the different side of the medical side at Liverpool at the moment, because it looks like when people are going injured, I take for example Jota. He got away. He's got injured, but he's come back. But he's come back even sharper and even stronger. Chiesa, I think, while being injured, I think that they took the opportunity to put a little bit more muscle on him, a little bit more bulk on him, for him to physically deal with the Premiership. And I think when the time that he came on yesterday, and where he nearly scored 2 goals, I mean, look, he's kind of dropped his shoulder, curled it on his left, which in any other game that would have gone in. Defenders covered round really, really well. But he also had the sharpness to actually go and get the seconds as well. And that showed me, you know what? He's got that little bit of sharpness. It's just that overall fitness of him that he needs to kind of improve on, which he will do with minutes as well.
Yeah, I don't doubt his techers. I just think it's just another one of those, you know what I mean? It's about his injury record. I don't doubt his techers one bit.
No.
Even he gave a nice little nutmeg yesterday and that as well. I was like, okay, yeah, man.
Good player, man.
So I also think that will be another one for him as well to get some minutes under his belt. His Accrington Stanley game as well. Be good. I think that might be even good for him to start. You know what I mean? And I think, yeah, man, it's a good time, man. Get some minutes under his belt.
Yeah, well, we've got some games coming up, innit? So, you know, we're going to need everyone being fit.
CW, I don't trust Chiesa to stay fit, to be honest. Already he's been off with illness. We all still need to go into work if we ill these days. Yeah, but that depends on what job you do. Yeah. He played 80 minutes under 21s. What does he say? Chiesa got his father Aquilani genes.
I don't know. Listen, I understand it, and I get what you're saying, Artie, and I get everybody else what they're saying, and I know we probably got bought in for £1, right? But we're in December, and he's only actually managed to play 3 games for us in the first team. However, because we've got so many offensive players, and the other side of it is that Harvey Elliott's obviously come back into the fold, there's no rush on Chiesa.
Mm-hmm.
So suppose these are the other plus points. There's no rush. There's no emphasis on him being able to play full games or XYZ. I was just maybe this is me. I was just hoping to see a little bit more from him in the game against Southampton. But look, it is what it is. It's a squad performance. So
Patience, the man. Patience. What happened to you?
Hold on.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
How did you think he played when he came on?
Chiesa, I think he struggled. You can see he's not match sharp at all. I'm still not convinced the right midfield is his best role for Liverpool. I think he will look better through the middle once he's a bit sharper, or from the left. But I just think he's hardly played any football by all accounts. When we signed him, because he hadn't really trained for Juve, so they almost did like a bit of a impromptu pre-season. It's not clear exactly what they've done with him. So I think we're just going to need to be patient. But at the same time, can only be patient for so long because he's going to have to start to contribute to this season. So yeah, let's give it a few weeks because I guess it's unfortunate, but this busy part of the season, this is where you really want him to be sharp. But yeah, like listen, man, the kid's got quality. He just, I don't know, he just needs to have a bit of luck with injuries.
You know what though, Doctor?
Didn't have a.
He's a big ass steering man at 27. You know, he's older than Trent.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. You're right. It's true. Yeah.
Okay, so Harvey Elliott as well. Welcome back, Harvey, with a bang. Lovely,
he's a sharp, isn't he?
Lovely finish.
He's a sharp, Elliott. He's just sharp, man. He's just really sharp.
Good to have him back, man. Good to have the boy back.
Absolutely.
I must say.
You know what? What does it say when, like, you can see when he comes on, like he's got that maturity now. He's got that experience. Like his decision making in regards to his passing, his goal yesterday took it really well on his weaker foot as well, making runs into the box. And like I think Slot was saying about him playing on the left, but he's actually they know that he's good in a number 8 role as well, and a number 10. So you know what? Yeah, I'm really, really happy because he also delivers energy, enthusiasm, and the legs, and all that. And where people are shouting Nunez, I can't people need to start shouting about Harvey Elliott. The work he puts in and the running he puts in is almost, if not more, than what Nunez has been doing. And by the way, he's been doing it for longer. So yeah, it was really good to see him back in the fold. Definitely. Long may it continue.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome back, Harvey boy. So, gentlemen, through to the semi-finals. How are we feeling about having the old Spuds then? We making chips?
You know what? I'm confident. I think whatever team Liverpool put out for both legs, I think Liverpool got a good chance. And it's always good to get a bit of silverware, first bit of silverware of the season. So it's going to be interesting. And Spurs, they're starting to come back into a little bit of. Are they coming back into a little bit of form? Could we say the last 2 games?
They're still so unpredictable. I think the thing with Spurs is, I don't know, just me. You never know what Spurs are going to turn up. And I think, it's almost that one of those things is they're so unpredictable. You just never know what Spurs are going to turn up. But similar to what you were saying, I relish it. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't know whatever date's been given, but I know. So we've got them on Sunday, haven't we? In the league,
yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Sunday.
And then Sunday, yeah. And then
was that at home?
Yeah.
That's away, right?
Yeah, because it's a 4:30 kickoff, ain't it? Yeah, we're away. 4:30 kickoff on Sunday. We're away. But yeah, Preds, because Spurs are so unpredictable, you never know what team's going to turn up. So
yeah. I don't know if they're all going to play Spursy. You know what I mean?
Well, the one thing that gives me hope, I know, with no matter what team that turns up for Spurs right now, is that they concede goals.
Yes.
And we don't ramp to score goals, so that is a positive for us. I must say. And I think if Slot decides to play our strongest team, then I've got no doubts that we'll go through. I've got no doubts we'll go through.
You guys starting Jota or you starting Nunez?
Jota.
What was that for this Saturday? For Saturday or for the semi-final?
Sorry, this weekend's game.
I'm starting Jota.
Yeah, I'm starting Jota as well.
Okay. 3-1 Liverpool.
Come on, Chris. That's what we're talking about, man. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. You know what?
Not football related,
as
gents,
well.
but a quick one on the boxing. Who you guys picking?
Oh, Usyk.
Teams.
Usyk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, but my thing is this though. For me, Usyk's supposed to win this, but boxing is so corrupt that it wouldn't surprise me if Tyson wins it, so they've got a third fight to make more money.
Yeah, I agree with you, but Usyk's still winning this, and I agree with you. RT 100%. I agree with you, but Usyk's winning this, man. Believe me.
Usyk, he's so corrupt. The boxing is so corrupt, but Usyk's supposed to win, man.
Big fight, man.
Okay.
Big fight.
So, what's the results, gentlemen, for Sunday's game then? CW says 3-1 Liverpool. But they
I'm 3-1 as well.
And Stoney, but you know.
I'm gonna say 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay, 2-0.
Good man.
Okay.
Good man. Clean sheet as well. That's what we're talking about, man.
Yeah, I like
Love
that.
a clean sheet. Love a clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm going with 3-1 as well, man. Just like Chris, yeah.
Okay.
I think
Stoney,
Nunes might have a
you're
good game, man.
You're part of the panel. I'm going to ask you anyway, Stoney. Go on.
2-0 Liverpool.
Okay.
Don't come and jinx my score.
Hold on. CW says Usyk stoppage.
I don't mind whatever.
Warren
Gypsy
says
King.
Gypsy King win.
Nah, Gypsy, you've been on the Nigerian Guinness. They're busting your head in the evening, man. Is this a straight? No predictions from.
Tell him again, Vicky. Tell him again.
Who's Stoneway? Is that on another channel, Stoneway?
He sounds like, what do you call it? The dog from, what do you call it? From Tintin.
Bingy. with all of that slurring, you've been taking some of that PDD baby oil there on your back, man. Walk on the better.
Fitzwarren says 4-1.
4-1, yes, Fitz. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Okay. We're going in, lads. We're going in. Okay.
I think Darwin might have a good game, you know. Like Spurs is offside trap. Hopefully slots on a bit.
Yeah, that high line. Yeah.
I'm not sure how influential Mo will be. I do think Udogie is a very good fullback. I think defensively he's on point. So I think Mo may have a quiet game. I can't see Mo getting much change out of him. So
whatever happens, I know players don't think about this, but supporters do. We owe them a result, especially at White Hart Lane. After what happened last year, we owe them something.
Of course, we actually do. Yes, of course. Good point, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. Okay, my peoples. I'm most definitely going to say thank you very much for joining us. It's been a blast once again, as usual. Do remember, like, share, subscribe so you don't miss out. We will be back next week. Yeah, man, we're going to have to speak about what we're going to be doing over Christmas, gentlemen, for this show. You know what I mean? Sort out something. We're going to have a bit of fun over Christmas as well with it. I know Prez is going to be brushing up on his knowledge. He's got some material to be reading there. That's why he's got the old specs ready. You know what I mean?
Listen, he's reading
Secret Santa.
What I'm saying,
the benefits of Secret Santa.
What I'm saying is, Prez, if you don't win the quiz after that, bro, speak. Got all the tools to do the job, bro. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Don't worry. Like, Jota the shotter. Ping, ping.
Okay.
There you go.
Tony, Dr. Blake, thank you very much, my peoples.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Next week.
Merry Christmas, man.
Oh, we're going to have to look at our contract next week, Boxing Day. You sure, blood?
That's what I was.